US Navy is big. Like, really big. It's got some 290 ships, thousands of aircraft, and probably tens of thousands of small boats and launches. And apart from a few nuclear-powered carriers and submarines, all of them need fuel, either from a fleet of 15 so-called oilers or fuel ships, or from bases dotted around the world. But the Navy's just announced a technology which is pretty much the holy grail for any global task force. It's managed to perfect the creation of fuel, which is something they need, from seawater, which is something they have no shortage of at all. What's even better, from a military perspective, is that it doesn't require any modification of the ship's engines. You aren't getting a liquid hydrogen fuel out of the mix that needs a fuel cell to operate. You're getting a highly efficient hydrocarbon-based fuel, like gasoline, that can power both ships and aircraft. Although so far the only plane it's powered is this Model 1 at the US Naval Research Laboratory. Small steps though, eh? Here's the science bit. Salt water is passed through an electrically charged cell, which causes the seawater to swap hydrogen ions produced at the anode with sodium ions. At the cathode, the water is reduced to hydrogen gas and sodium hydroxide. The end result is CO2 gas and hydrogen, which are then passed through a heated chamber with an iron catalyst in it, which causes them to combine into long-chain hydrocarbons, that is, fuel and methane gas, which can be siphoned off and used elsewhere. The fuel can then be refined into jet fuel if needed in another nickel-based catalyst. Science bit over. It's predicted to cost around $3 to $6 a gallon to produce. That's about as much as fuel costs at the pump in the US right now. And whilst installing distillation equipment on hundreds of US ships might be expensive, the savings from not having to operate the oiler fleet or get fuel to bases around the world, or from fluctuating prices, will likely run into the billions every year. So what's the downside? Well, it's not the most eco-friendly solution. Methane is a useful fuel, but a potent greenhouse gas if it's not completely burnt. And even if it is burnt, the whole lot will produce CO2, just like burning any other liquid or gas fuel does. But that's not a new problem, nor is saving the environment the Navy's job. They prefer to save people from the environment, or sometimes destroy it with bombs. At any rate, there are an estimated 80 to 100,000 ships in the world and over 250,000 planes, so the Navy's emissions are a bit of a drop in the ocean. Pardon the pun. The military's already working with a number of partners on commercialising the tech, and it's estimated it'll be finding its way onto US warships within a decade. If you like this video or want to see more of what Genius does, then check out some of the videos to my side right now and click that big old subscribe button down the bottom or somewhere over there so you don't miss out on any of the other stuff we're doing.